Gators win 41-39 in Columbia, South Carolina. Nick, how was the crowd? Seemed loud on TV.
That's a sneaky good stadium. It's like 77,000, but they get loud. Sandstorm, they wave these towels. Good crowd. Late arriving because they had the state fair there, which made getting to the stadium an absolute nightmare. But South Carolina's a good crowd, sneaky good environment in the stadium. Some students stayed around after the game talking smack. I was like sitting there in the tunnel where Florida had to go to get to their locker room. Elite trash talk back and forth.
Okay.
After the game?
Shout out to those students. Yeah. Win or lose, they
man.
don't care.
Brave move to be talking trash after the L. It's like time to get out of there and get back to your trailer, man.
Oh, man. All right. So Gators do win. We do have Andy Staples joining the show today. We forgot to announce that. Gators do win 41-39. They gave up a safety at the end of the game to run out some of the clock there. Pro Football Focus ranked this as the Gators' best, our second best game of the season, only behind the Charlotte game. Silk, give me your thoughts. Let's do offense, defense, split this into like 15-minute segments here. So Silk, obviously, Graham Mertz, career day for him passing the ball. In yardage, obviously leads to come from behind drives to lead the Gators there. But give me your thoughts on the offense. Saw a heavy dose of both Montrell Johnson and Trevor Etienne as well.
Super important that we harp on how they started the game. Very good drive. You're on the road. We got to start fast. I didn't like how we started versus Kentucky, so I was concentrated on just how we start the game on both sides of the ball. Offense gets the ball first, march down, get us 7 points. Didn't want to get too excited because, it could be just – we've seen this before. We all college football fans could just be a scripted drive that went well, right? But every drive the offense got the ball, they were steady in the first half, moving the sticks, giving the defense some rest on the sidelines, which they needed. We'll talk about defense later, but yeah, bro, I thought like Trey Smack was very key in the first half, not outside of the offense. Him keep hitting those field goals when we did stall in the red zone was very key. Montrell Johnson was solid to good that first half. He's definitely been reading the tweets and whatnot. He's running a little bit more motivated, I would say. So the running game was solid. Offensive line still a little shaky. Graham Mertz was getting hit a lot, but the offensive play calling I thought had more creativity. Nick spoke about Trey Wilson in the offense, what he brings to it. He gets his first 100-yard game of total offense. I think he had 80-something receiving, 20-something rushing. Whenever he touched the ball, it's just a big play ready to happen, man. His twitch is just next level. Arlis Bordenham, he's finding himself, becoming a real threat on offense. Made some key plays, even down the stretch, when we made that comeback on fourth down. He gets hit with a check down, makes a guy miss. As a big man, that was super impressive. But he makes a DB miss, gets upfield, 11-plus yards, move the sticks, and we go on and do what we got to do. But just super impressed, man, with the way this team could have easily folded. We talk about Billy's demeanor a lot, that he does. He's too chill, he's too calm. But I thought that demeanor came through big time for us this week. Going down 10 points in the fourth, the team never panicked. He stayed calm. Mertz takes on his demeanor as well. He was calm as well. So, seeing a calm quarterback hit some deep balls that we were lacking. We hit 11 explosive pass plays this game, which is definitely an uptick in the offense. So we got to see more explosive plays. Ricky made some incredible catches, per usual. Khalil Jackson, again, just incredible catches. I want to see him get some passes where he can catch the ball and run. Most of his catches, he's going out of bounds or toe tapping. But overall, bro, outside of offensive line play, we got some things we need to clean up there, get some more continuity. Guys stay healthy. This is a perfect bye week for us to get back healthy. I want to clean up some offensive line play. But overall, just, improvement on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, no, that
Etienne is still not healthy as well. I like that he was back. He showed some sparks here and there, but he's still not 100%. This is an important week for him as well.
And through a 2-point conversion.
It's a shoulder injury, and you can tell that. Like, unless it was necessary, he was avoiding contact, like running out of bounds, stuff like that.
Right.
How about this? Both Etienne brothers scored a Wildcat quarterback touchdown this week.
And Colorado.
I guess
Both of my running
a
backs.
2-point conversion and then a touchdown.
Both of my running backs, so I appreciate it big time.
I wonder this week, talking about the offensive line, like we just saw South Carolina shifted their line a ton. Is that something you think Florida might do? Like, hey, just Cam Waits start? Does Barber flip? Like, if you're going to mess with the offensive line, this would be the week to do it. I don't know if they will. But
they got to tinker with it a little bit, in my opinion. I think Cam Waits, I don't know how many. I didn't mean to cut you off. Well, finish your take, bro.
No, that's it. That's it. You're good.
Yeah, I don't know like how healthy Cam Waits is, and how many reps. I think he's back healthy, but I don't know how many reps he could take. You know, what's his threshold coming back? But I would like to see him get more snaps. My man George, just I don't know, bro. It's a lot to be desired there. I don't know if moving him inside is the trick. And also, my man, I'm forgetting his name, the transfer, Mazuka. Yeah, I think he could play. He's not playing up to par as I thought he would play. I thought he would bring a lot more physical presence. I thought he would bring more leadership to that offensive line. Just not seeing that from him. But I would like the offensive line to be tinkered with a little bit in this bye week as well.
Yeah. I think you get another, week to get, hopefully they're all healthy. Obviously, a number of those guys, Kingsley, Austin Barber's played well. Mazuka, I know, had the injury before the season. I don't know if that's affecting him. Obviously, Barber was out. Damian George played well at left tackle. He's back. And the offensive line looked bad. And I think that when you look at the stats, obviously Graham didn't play very well when he was under attack. In that game, I will give Graham a ton of credit. And Arlis Boardingham, that 11-yard pass you were talking about, Silk on 4th and 10 there. That was his check down. Arlis made it work. Shout out to him. Would love to figure out that offensive line because I think we saw Graham Mertz has a little pep in his step when he can throw that deep ball. Sure, he doesn't have the strongest arm in college football, but he did show that he's able to make those 15, 20, 25-yard passes. So hopefully we see a little bit more of that. You guys shouted out Khalil Jackson. Great catch by him near the sideline there as he's falling down. I'm glad they rewarded him with a touchdown. I think it was on that same drive there. Rushing attack, I think, looks better than the 100 yards that they had through the two of them, plus Eugene Wilson, I think, had 21 yards on the ground. But overall, I thought the offense looked better. This game, Graham Mertz did feel comfortable. Eugene Wilson, I know that we keep harping on him every game, but Eugene Wilson, caught the ball on that last drive of the game as well. That went through Ricky's hands, could have potentially been intercepted, and Eugene Wilson's right there. Incredible awareness, especially as a halfway through freshman year wide receiver. So great to see him. Saw that they tried to do the bomb to Aiden Mizell this game. Ultimately didn't work out, but I think a lot of fans were hoping you just run him vertically down. So I think they overthrew him just a little bit there, but
underthrew.
Yeah. So long story short, offensive line is still the issue that we've talked about. Hopefully they can use this time to get a little bit better. Silk, like your idea of maybe trying out a few different things as well. But going into South Carolina, obviously they were 2-3 when you played them. It's still a game that you have to win. We talked, Florida has at the time 4 probably 50-50 games left in the season. And you have to go and you have to win at least 2 of those. So they went and won 1. Stuart Mandel said the Gators were going to win 3 games. Jake Crane said the Gators were going to get 4 games. Takeo Spike said the Gators were going to win 4 games. You're 7 games in, the Gators have 5 wins. So
you get your clicks in the offseason. Just mention the Gators. Shit.
But 3-9 was a wild take.
How does red shirt working? I'm forgetting like the rules to it, but Aiden Mizell playing this late in the season. Like, how does red shirt working?
You can play in 4 games and a bowl game. So I think that was just his second.
Okay. Just keeping an account.
I think that was only his second game though.
Just keeping an account. That's a guy you definitely want to give a shirt to. If possible, he hasn't played a lot, hasn't contributed a lot, even on special teams. Has a lot of upside, as he put on size and weight and everything like that. He's going to be a weapon. So just curious. I do like that they gave him a deep shot, man. Try that out. We know how fast he is. And just putting that thought into defensive minds just, gives us some more room to work with. Those jet sweeps, taking deeper shots, it unloads the block box a little bit.
Yeah, that was just game 2 for Mizell. Eugene Wilson burned his shirt. So big news there.
Yeah, he burn it. He can burn the whole outfit.
Definitely
Drawers,
would.
pants, tie, suspenders. Burn the whole closet, bro. We need that man.
Burn the whole closet. Let's see. Ricky Pearsall, incredible game. Obviously, game-winning touchdown. Probably one of the hardest photos I've seen. Ricky Pearsall has two of the best photos in college football, I think, this year. Obviously, the catch against Charlotte, the one-handed catch, and then him celebrating with the South Carolina DB, hanging his head in the end zone. But he goes for 166 yards, one touchdown. Arliss Boardingham, 55 yards for a touchdown. Hayden Hansen, 27 yards. Eugene Wilson, 83. Khalil Jackson, 52. Marcus Burke, 14. Trevor Etienne, 3. And Montrell Johnson, 23 through the air for 423 yards of receiving in this game.
30 of 48.
A lot of passes.
Well, hold on. Let me get on my soapbox real quick. I said, I don't know, or even maybe said, I don't think Graham Mertz will win you a game with his arm.
You got my boy. You got Graham fucked up a little bit.
Yeah.
Tweeted
fine plus.
Tweeted it before the last drive. It was like, can he do it? Absolutely. Was, I think, just 3 of 7 on that last drive, but the touchdown to Pearsall was a dime.
Oh, the look off, man. The Peyton Manning look the safety off, come back to the post. Nasty work, dog. Even nasty work by Ricky, dog. I was super geek. I didn't jump on my couch and go too crazy, but I was happy we won that game, man. Let's talk about Graham Mertz.
Let's talk a little Graham Mertz. A lot of folks had Graham Mertz as the 14th best quarterback in the SEC this season. I don't think any of us did. Nick and I got a little hate yesterday by somebody online saying that we predicted him to be that. I don't think any of us ever predicted him to be that low, but right now Pro Football Focus has him ranked as the 4th best quarterback in the SEC, 6th best QB rating in the SEC, and highest completion, 4th most yards, 5th most TDs, and fewest interceptions in the SEC.
Yeah, man. I kind of, said in the offseason that I thought, like, I watched every game. I didn't think he was a bad quarterback. I thought Wisconsin was a terrible football team. The offense just didn't make a lot of sense. And I didn't see I've seen terrible quarterback play here. I've seen a lack of, just lack of knowing how to read defenses. That's not what I thought I saw in Wisconsin. And, when I started hearing from guys like Shane Matthews and other guys just around the program that was saying like how much of a student he was, how locked in he was to the plays, to being a leader. I was interested to see how the season was going to play out. Watching him spring football, didn't get too excited. Wasn't a lot to be, hyped about, but there was some type of command of the offense. I thought for a spring game that he did have some things in control, and we didn't look like the shit show I thought we would. But at this point, you got to give Billy and his staff props for, bringing him in. Fans thought it was crazy. A lot of heat, a lot of opinions about it, and rightfully so. Some of it was over the top, but a lot of the criticism about the quarterback we brought in after losing AR, I get it, but you got to give the staff credit, bro. Like them developing quarterbacks. People said the AR got drafted just off of his skill set, that this staff did nothing for him. And you're about to see Graham Mertz get drafted, go from a quarterback that nobody thought could be anything, that he was trash, that he was a waste. Wisconsin, he was done, a bust in the recruiting world. And this kid is more than just efficient and more than a game manager. He got some moxie about himself. He got some leadership skills. He got some mental, fortitude. I love the kid, bro. I'm not going to even front to you. I like everything he brings to the game. I'm not even mad that he went 15 anymore.
Yeah, it's Silk. I mean, and just the way he was getting beat up in this game too, right? I mean,
all season.
All season. I mean, this game, you saw him hurting, and he would come back the next play and do some incredible things. So shout out to him. I know that he was in the cold plunge. I'm sure he was on the massage table every day this week. That's a guy that's been beat up this season, and he comes back and he delivers the best football that he can. He may never win the Heisman Trophy, but man, I was wrong about where I thought that he could be. He's not perfect, but he is certainly better than I think all of us anticipated he would be.
Yeah,
Right.
and like before the season, I was like, they're not going to ask him to be Rex Grossman, Kyle Trask in 2020. But what they've asked him to do, he's done at a very high level. Whether that's dink and dunk, like when they played McNeese just played like 3 safeties and we're happy to give you a 10-yard pass. So they just did it. I think they asked him to throw down the field more against South Carolina. The completion percentage dips, but that's going to happen. I don't think that I was like super down on him, but I definitely thought he was like just a game manager. And I think his leadership has probably been the best thing. And you can't tell me that like when he gets hit and gets back up and back in the huddle, that hasn't like made an impression on the guys. And I think they follow him. Yeah, so I don't know that we definitely didn't say that he was the 14th best quarterback, Dan. That guy was off.
No, definitely never did.
Mertz has played better than I said he would. So giving him some flowers.
Yeah, no, I think Mertz has played better. And there's a comment here from Coach Nine. Says, anybody thinking that a QB with 30 starts under his belt would be that garbage in a fresh setting is ignorant. A couple of times saw Billy Napier speak this offseason. That was the one thing that they continue to highlight about Graham Mertz was his game experience. He's one of the most, I think, tenured quarterbacks in all of college football in terms of number of starts that he has. And you see that in his play. So shout out to Graham Mertz. Use this off time to get your body a little healthy. Go ahead.
Yeah, one more take, man, with the quarterback development. Like, I don't know if he was asked to dink and dunk. And I think Billy adjusted some things when it pertains to, reads and the shots that he's taking. We had some guys open that was closer reads for like 15 yards. When he rolled out the pocket a few times, we had some tight ends, some even on the Khalil Jackson throw, there was a 15, 20-yard route in front of him open, and he took the deeper shot and hit on it more than one time this game, where he took the deeper shot than what was right in front of him. So there is some growth when it pertains to taking deeper shots, and I don't think that's just by coincidence. I think they're telling him that, hey, bro, we know you want to move the sticks, but there's a deeper shot, more opportunity for more explosive plays. Take that shot. Because I don't think we ran anything much different. I've seen pretty much all the plays we've seen that we ran Saturday, but what was different is the shots that we took and, playmakers making plays. So shout out to that, man. We're going to have to continue to make those deep shots to win down the stretch. We got some big games on the way.
Absolutely. Wanted to highlight a super chat from earlier from Ye Old Bast. Says the intentional safety to punt the kickoff was 500 IQ and cracked me up with the trick plays and wildcat pass to tight end Billy out-beamered South Carolina at homecoming. I tweeted a little early that the Gators had this game won. There's still 40 seconds left. We obviously saw Miami. Obviously, Billy Napier is not Mario Cristobal, but there's still some time with some timeouts that they have to use to drain some of that clock. But to give the intentional safety to then punt, to then run out those last few seconds. I mean, that's some good football right there. Shout out to Chris Couch for thinking of that idea.
I don't know if they I don't know if you saw it on TV, but it looked like Billy was mad when Mertz immediately took a knee on first down because South Carolina had all 3 timeouts. I think he wanted him to do that, like
dance around a little bit.
The clock. Yeah. So then South Carolina calls it, and now you are committed to having to do that. So once that happens, then I'm thinking like, please, like this can't be like some crazy, the band is on the field, tossing it back and forth, miracle, like punt, return, touchdown to walk it off.
Yeah.
So shout out to Jeremy Crawshaw. Great punt.
Yeah. Shout out to Jeremy Crawshaw. Obviously you still have to figure that out. I know the one time Graham had to burn some clock at the end of the Tennessee game. There was a fight that, had created a little brouhaha at the end. So you want to make sure that something like that doesn't happen. But good awareness, good coaching there. Obviously, you can give up those 2 points and didn't affect Las Vegas at all. So no bad beats on that end as well. So yeah, I mean, that's where we sit. I mean, we've got Andy Staples coming on in about 5 minutes. I know that there's a lot to talk about defense. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't a perfect game. Gators still won. But any additional thoughts on the offensive side of the ball before we do get to Andy Staples?
Shout out to Hanson too. We found another tight end. The young boy, he's making some plays. I do like what he brought to the game as well, bro. Just we got playmakers. You know, it's a young team. They're growing. Mertz numbers, if you look at it, they're very identical, or they're better than Joe Burrow's first year numbers at LSU. You can do a lot of comparisons to him with quarterbacks around the country. And there's a lot to be, encouraged about with the future. Do I think we still need an offensive coordinator? Yes, I do. There's still some things that I would like to see us do better with the play calling. Some of it was still off. Like we ran the 3rd and 2. Some of it too, like Graham got to clean up. I don't know if it's RPO, but there's one time he handed it off on a 3rd and 2 to, I think, Etienne, and we had Trey Wilson that'll probably went for like 10-15 on a jet sweep there. So there's some things, and there's still some plays we're leaving on the field that we got to clean up. But I'm encouraged by just the uptick in offense and the productivity getting a little better. Offensive line, 2 offensive line coaches, we just got to clean that up.
Yeah. Let's talk about offensive line real quick. Going through Pro Football Focus here, Gators allowed 3 sacks, 2 by Austin Barber, 1 by Richie Leonard, allowed 1 quarterback hit, 5 hurries, and 9 pressures in that game. Just a bad run blocking affair for the Gators during this game, according to Pro Football Focus. Austin Barber, then you have to go way down. Mazuka, Leonard, Slaughter, Damian George, and Lindell Hudson there. That's how they ranked them. But pass blocking was significantly better, according to them. Austin Barber, Jake Slaughter, Damian George, Richie Leonard, and Micah Mazuka. Not a great game for Micah Mazuka overall. But overall, the defense or the offensive line just looked pretty porous, especially at the I think probably the 2nd and 3rd quarter were the worst of that. But hopefully continue to get better. Hopefully continue to get healthy. But did enough to get the W.
Absolutely. On the road, big time win. We needed that shit bad, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Going 1-8 on the road would have been horrendous, man. So let's continue to talk about defense. But man, sigh of relief after that one.
Sigh of relief there. So while we wait for Andy, let's get into special teams a little bit, just because I think defense is going to necessitate a little bit of time there. We have a kicker continuously kicking the ball through the uprights. Proud of what we've seen out of Trey Smack this season. Goes 4 for 5 in this game. Nick, I want you to read your stat here in a second. Obviously has 1 blocked there, but I mean, he's putting the kick right through the middle of the uprights with about 10 yards to go on each of those. So Trey Smack has been an unbelievable surprise for the Gators this season. So give him his flowers. I think he's 12 of 13 on the year. So exceptional job there.
I think he's 11 of 12. Yeah, 11 of
11
12.
Okay, it was 11 for 11 then. Okay. Nick, what was the stat that you were going to give before the field goal got blocked?
Oh, he would have been the 2nd Florida kicker in program history to have 2 games of 5 field goals or more, and the first to do it in the same season.
I like where he hitting them from. Like those are such clutch field goals, though. I do not want to like just downplay how important those field goals were for us to get points at those point in time. Like good game by
54-yarder had like room.
Yeah, more on it. Yeah,
room.
That shit was pure, bro. Like it's effortless. I don't know what went wrong in the blocking scheme or why we got that 1 block. But anything that gets past the line of scrimmage, I feel good about going through the uprights with Trey Smack.
Absolutely. Great. But again, great performance by him. Let's give Pro Football Focus while we wait for Andy here. Top player of the game, Ricky Pearsall, then Graham Mertz, then Austin Barber, Eugene Wilson, Arliss Boardingham, Hayden Hansen, Khalil Jackson, Montrell Johnson, Richie Leonard, and Trevor Etienne are your top 10 in this game. So, again, putting 41 points up on the road. The Gators obviously struggled against Charlotte to put up points, struggled against Kentucky to put up points. But hopefully we're starting to see a turned offense here. I don't know what's changed. I don't know if it's comfort. I don't know if it's health, but it definitely seems like there's some things that are starting to click a little bit on offense. And now you just need the consistency of it. Right. So.
What has
Yeah.
changed? Like
Trey
other than
Wilson is Trey Wilson being healthy is going to be very key to our offense. And if he goes down, I would like we got to get somebody else to play that type of role. But he's very important to. Like, I don't know what our run game, which we struggle with run blocking a lot this game. I don't know what it would have been without him. Like him, like causing the defense to stress out about jet sweeps and whatever else he may bring to the table, loosen some things up. But we're just gonna be a different football team with him. And I would like to get him the ball even more, bro. Like he's just too explosive not to get the ball to.
Yeah, they went 12 personnel the first 2 drives, and people were like, "What's wrong?" Blowing me up. Like, "What's wrong with Trey? Is he there? Is he hurt?" And I'm like, "He's just not in 12 personnel." They had 2 tight ends like on the field the entire first 2 drives. But as soon as he came in, 3rd drive, like forcing the issue, like forcing the ball to him. I like that. Love that.
That's one thing I think Billy's getting better at too. Like just getting playmakers the ball. Like Artis Bordenham is getting obvious looks, and people were saying the tight end would not eat in this offense, but clearly something has changed as far as the tight end role in this offense. I still don't think we know what this offense is going to be. I don't think what he played at Louisiana is anything he's running now. It's a different look and feel to it. And we'll see how it continues to mature and grow and develop. But obviously there's some wrinkles here that we didn't see in the previous Louisiana, even with the run to pass ratio. Graham Mertz, in my opinion, going out to throw this many passes, going to win on his arm. Nobody had that on the bingo cards. And we've asked him to do that more than once. Like he just have completed it one time. He's gonna have to do it more this season. Like the games we got on the schedule, we're not gonna be able to play. We've seen our defense. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit, but we're not gonna be able to run the ball and play defense. Graham Mertz gonna have to win us some games on his arm down the stretch.
Yeah, it was good to see that he